Phone Night is brought to you by the Brantford Musicians Association and the AFFM. Anyway, we've already heard from Leanna, and at this moment we're going to hear from Houton Hodania, and he's with SOCAN, and which I'm a member of and have been for a very long time. Anyway, we'll ask him to give you some information on SOCAN. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you. And thank you everybody for being here. My name is Houton Hodania. I'm the creative executive at SOCAN based in Toronto. I've been with the company for about 3 years and 5 months now. So previously I was in the role in Vancouver for about 2 years and 8 months, and then moved over here to Toronto in the summer, so it's been great. So I had a presentation, wasn't able to connect it, but I'm gonna do my absolute best to clearly explain to you guys what SOCAN is, what we do, and why it's important to be a member, and I'll let you guys know about some of the perks and benefits and advantages of being a member. So if you are a songwriter, or you're a producer, or you're a composer, and you are writing a song, you own that copyright. And with that copyright comes a bundle of rights. One of those rights is called the performing right. This is what SOCAN deals with. So a performance royalty is essentially generated whenever there's a public broadcast, a public performance of a song of any type. So this includes if a song is streamed on, let's say, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, I can go on and on, radio, whether that's domestic or international, if a song is played in a TV show, if it's played in a film, live performances, which I'll get into in a little bit as well. But these are all types of performances. So whenever there is a performance of the song, the music creators that created this song are paid out royalties. And SOCAN is collecting these globally and paying you out. So there are, I don't know how many performing rights organizations there are in the world, but there are a few. And SOCAN has a reciprocal agreement with all these organizations around the world, meaning if your song is being played on the radio internationally, if it's in a movie somewhere else, if it's being streamed in different countries, as long as there's a PRO in this country, SOCAN is able to collect these royalties from that organization and pay you out. We are a not-for-profit, meaning it's free to sign up. It takes not even 5 minutes. It's as simple as signing up for like Facebook or Twitter. Basic information, you put in your email. Right away in your email, you'll get your contract. You'll have to print that contract off, sign it with a pen, send it back, and then you'll get your welcome email and you're a member. Simple as that. Some other cool things about SOCAN, we're actually the only PRO in the world that pays out 100% off of foreign income, meaning any royalties that you're generating outside of Canada, you're actually getting 100% of it. We are the only PRO that does that, so we're very proud of that. There is, let's go. There is a domestic fee that we take off, but that's just one territory compared to all of the other ones around the world, so it's pretty neat. So yeah, those are the performance royalties. We have over 180,000 members from all across the world, so it's pretty exciting. If you're making music, definitely make sure that you're signed up. So how does SOCAN make money? A lot of people ask me that because we are a not-for-profit. We're paying out 100% off of foreign income. Well, how it works is any venue or business that is playing music is essentially adding an immense amount of value to their business and to their venue, and therefore they need to be paying a licensing fee, which goes to SOCAN essentially, which there will be able to pay out from there. So it's broken down into a few ways, but from my understanding is there's live music venues and non-live music venues. A live music venue, as you know, is a is a festival, is a club or a bar, somewhere that you're paying music to go see live music. These venues are typically paying more for the licensing fees opposed to non-live music venues such as a barbershop or a cafe or a retail store where the music is somewhat in the background. So that's kind of how it's broken down. And just to go back to the live performances, so when you sign up with SOCAN, you did step number 1, excellent job. Step number 2, you want to make sure that you're registering all your songs, because SOCAN's not going to be able to pay you out until you actually register your songs. Let's say I wrote a song with one of my friends and we say, okay, let's split it 50-50. I'll go ahead and register that song. I'll add that person to the registration, give that person 50%, click submit, and now SOCAN's able to collect those royalties. You can also get paid from live performances. A lot of people don't know that. So as long as the ticket charge or the cover charge is $6 or more, you are eligible to get paid performance royalties for your live performance. So, you most likely getting paid by the venue or the promoter for your performance. They're booking you, but because your music is being publicly played, there's also royalties to be generated. So when you go onto SOCAN, onto your account, you'll want to click SOCAN Forms, and then you'll click Notification of Live Performance. From there, you want to follow all the steps. You want to make sure that your catalog is up to date, that all your songs that are out, you're registered. And then from there, you just click all the songs that you performed, and then you click Submit. And if there's any royalties to be paid out, SOCAN will be able to pay you for that. So very cool. If your music is being played in a TV show or a film, you'd want to submit or have the producer submit what's called a cue sheet, basically notifying SOCAN, hey, this is the episode of the show, here are all the songs that we played, and here are all the songwriters with their publishing information attached to that. From there, SOCAN will be able to pay out. So there's that. Okay, cool. So you're a member, you're getting your royalties, but there's a ton of perks and advantages of actually being a member too. So we have our sister company called SOCAN Foundation, which focuses primarily on grants, awards, funding, just lots of different great opportunities. So if you haven't done so already, definitely check out SOCANFoundation.com to see if there's any grants or funding that's for you. Definitely the most popular grant is the travel grant. So if you're traveling for music career-orientated business, let's say you're going for a writing camp, or you're going to a music conference, let's say you're going to the Junos, anything that's music career orientated except for getting paid for a show or on tour. So anything other than that, you should be eligible for this grant, and SOCAN Foundation will be able to essentially reimburse your travel costs. So it's really great. Definitely go check that out. And they pay out a certain amount of money for every kilometer that you travel. So I think it's like 200, 400, 600, 800 to 1,000. So yeah, pretty great. Eric, please let me know when I have like 5 minutes. Right. Okay. And I don't have my laptop in front of me, so I'm going off of my head.
What about SOCAN?
Thank you. See, this is why I have my panelists right beside me. Staying on topic with the perks and advantages, we have our SOCAN houses. So this is a really neat initiative that we started, I think, about like 4 or 5 years ago. But we have a SOCAN house in LA, we have a SOCAN house in Nashville, and if you were to ask me in about 4 months, we may have a SOCAN house in Paris. Don't tell anyone I said that, but pretty exciting stuff. Paris.
No. No, the real Paris.
Okay. No, the other Paris. The last cool one. Yeah, Petty. So SOCAN houses are essentially Airbnbs specifically for SOCAN members. So if you're a member, you can go onto our site. I believe it's under the A&R tab or creative tab, and it'll have all these on that page, but you can go ahead and apply for these houses. I would highly recommend doing so at least 3 months in advance, just because they're pretty high in demand. But if you apply for the Nashville house or LA house and you get approved, you can stay at these houses for up to a week. And all you have to do is take care of the cleaning charge. So I believe that's about $250 for the entire week, which is pretty great considering how expensive both those cities are. Yeah, so, you know, if you're going to a conference or a music career-oriented thing in Nashville and LA, you can do the travel grant and stay at the house, and, you know, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's that. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a creative executive, so my role with the company is to essentially facilitate the relationships with our members and kind of be, you know, your point of contact. So if you do have further questions regarding anything SOCAN related, or you're looking to, you know, get connected to different musicians and songwriters and producers and things like that, I'm definitely your person that you want to get in touch with. I'd be more than happy to connect those dots for you. My role consists of, you know, many different things. One of which is making sure that we're recruiting everyone that's Canadian with SOCAN. We want to keep everyone under the SOCAN umbrella, and keeping them under the SOCAN umbrella and basically supporting them and adding value any way we can. And we're creative, right? So we do a lot of creative initiatives, different writing camps, and things like that. So that's kind of the gist of my role. And a lot of educational stuff too, so panels like this. So yeah. Eric, how am I doing on time? 5 minutes. Okay. Well, what should I talk about for the next 5 minutes? Let's figure it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say also, when registering with SOCAN, actually, how many people are members of SOCAN, by the way? Cool. Anybody that makes music that isn't? Okay, great. Please, let's chat after this if you guys have any questions about that. But I will say, when you register and you send that contract, you have 2 more steps that you have to complete. 1, you need to fill out your banking information because we pay out via direct deposit. And then 2, you'll need to pick a USA rep. A lot of people get confused by this, but the reason why you have to pick a USA rep is because the United States is the only country that has multiple PROs. They have ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and now GMR. Whereas in Canada, it's just SOCAN. Or in Germany, it's just Gamma. In France, it's just SACEM. But America has 4, so you need to pick a rep so we know which society to collect your royalties from. After that, you're pretty much good. I will also, I just remembered, SOCAN is new to the reproduction rights game. We joined about 2 years now, I believe. So with performing rights, PROs, it's just SOCAN. But with mechanical rights organization, there's now 2 societies in Canada. There's CMRA and there's now SOCAN RR. If you're signed to a publisher, your music publisher is collecting your mechanical royalties for you. If you're not signed to a music publisher, you'll want to sign up with either SOCAN RR or CMRA. Mechanical royalties are essentially a reproduction of a work. So whether that be, if it's reproduced into a CD form, vinyl, digital downloads as well, like iTunes count. If the lyrics are posted anywhere, like karaoke, some streaming, you get royalties because on Apple and Spotify, they now use the lyrics. So definitely make sure that you're signed up with either SOCAN RR or CMRA. I don't want to be biased, but, I think SOCAN R is pretty cool. The cool kids on the block now, I guess. But yeah, so it's that's mechanical royalties, and then you have your performance royalties, and that's kind of the gist of it, to be honest. I only had 20 minutes, so I kind of wanted to give a surface level presentation. But if anybody has questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. Thank you.